What's going on, guys? Parker here, and I'm back with another video. And today I got my top 4 NBA player props for the day. And before we get in this video, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel down below if you're new. Give this video a big thumbs up, as well as leave a comment on this video as well, because all those things really help the channel out a ton and really help push my content out to more and more people each and every single day. So I really would appreciate it, guys. And yeah, we got a big NBA slate today for 2 games. I mean, that's big for the conference or for the semifinals. Two really good matchups: Knicks, Pacers, and then Timberwolves, Nuggets. So 2 really good matchups. Excited to watch basketball tonight. But before we get into these plays and this video, real quick, I want to talk a little bit about Sleeper Fantasy. Sleeper Fantasy is the absolute best DFS app out on the market, and you can get an 100% match on your first deposit up to $500 when you use code FF23. That's code FF23. And the link to sign up to Sleeper today will be the top link down below in the description. So make sure to sign up today, because no other app matches your first deposit up to $500. Most of them cut it off at like 100 or something like that. So 500 is absolutely absurd. And yeah, guys, it's free money on the table. Might as well take advantage of it. But without further ado, let's get right into today's plays. First off, I got Nikola Jokic over 41.5 points plus rebounds, minus 120 on DraftKings. So Jokic is over this line in 2 of his last 3 playoff games versus the Timberwolves. Jokic has owned the T-Wolves. They make him a scorer and try to take away his passing abilities. Minnesota has struggled versus centers in the playoffs so far. Jokic will go over. One thing about Jokic, he loves to pass the ball. He loves to facilitate. But what does Minnesota do? They like to take away those passing angles, those passing lanes for Jokic. And what they do is try and make him more of a back to the basket, traditional great big man scorer, like a Shaq type player. They try and make him a back to the basket player who has to score down low on the block. And what that does is it improves our numbers here for him, because he's been absolutely dominant versus the Timberwolves. I love him to soar over this line once again. He would have soared over it last game, but he had a fluky 8 rebounds. I will guarantee 8 rebounds will not happen again. He'll at least go for 11 plus. And very confident that Jokic is going to go over this line tonight. So Nikola Jokic over 41.5 points plus rebounds, minus 120 on DraftKings is my first play of the day. Next up, I got Karl-Anthony Towns over 25.5 points plus rebounds versus the Nuggets, minus 118 on DraftKings. Towns is over this line in 3 of his last 4 games versus the Nuggets in the playoffs. This is a great matchup for Towns, as Nuggets likely are king on Ant-Man, and Towns will have more open looks. He's also over this line in 6 of his last 8 playoff games overall. So this is a matchup against a team that has struggled versus Karl-Anthony Towns in the past, and I expect that to continue once again. I don't think that's going to change much. I think it's going to continue at that rate. And Towns has been very good in this year's playoffs, and he was very good in that Nuggets series last year. I think he's kind of broke the not a playoff performer stigma, and I think Towns is ready for this matchup. I think he's going to perform well. So at over 25.5 points plus rebounds versus the Nuggets, minus 118 on DraftKings is my second play of the day. Next up, I got Jaylen Brunson over 34.5 points versus the Pacers, minus 102 on Fanduel. Now, yes, this line is high as hell, but it's for good reason. He's over this line in 4 straight playoff games. Damian Lillard torched the Pacers in the first round. Brunson should be able to do it tonight as well. The Pacers defense is absolutely awful as well. Brunson has had such a high usage that he will cover. This is a matchup against a team that has struggled drastically versus the point guard position, and they've just struggled drastically defending anybody. This defense is horrible. This Pacers defense is horrible, and I don't expect it to improve tonight. I think they're going to struggle once again. Jaylen Brunson is the highest usage player in the entire playoffs, and yes, I know 35 points is high as hell, but he's going to have the usage. He's going to have the shot attempts. He might as well cover at that point. Just got to be efficient, and he'll get more open looks because this defense sucks. So Jaylen Brunson over 34.5 points versus the Pacers, minus 102 on FanDuel is my third play of the day. Lastly, for my fourth and final play, I got Tyrese Haliburton over 26.5 points plus assists, -120 on DraftKings. He averaged 33 points plus assists versus the Knicks in the regular season this year, so he was very good versus the Knicks in his matchups versus them this year. He's over in both games playing 30 plus minutes versus the Knicks this season. He definitely will play close to 40 tonight. This is the second round of the playoffs. All the stakes are high here. He's over this line in 3 of his last 4 playoff games as well. And this is a great matchup for Hallie. He should be able to cover. He's owned the Knicks all year. He should be able to own them once again. He's been extremely efficient, very good passer versus the Knicks. He even had a 23 assist game earlier in the year versus the Knicks. I think that stuff continues tonight. I think this is another great game. So Tyrese Haliburton over 26.5 points plus assists is my fourth and final play. So those were my top 4 NBA player props for the day. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video and you do want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and leave a comment on this video down below. The MLB play will be posted shortly after this video, so be on the lookout for my MLB post, my MLB video of the day. And yeah, guys, I was gone for the weekend. I was at the Kentucky Derby. You probably saw it on Twitter that I was at the Derby, but we're back obviously now, and I'm ready for a week full of content. So I'll see you all in the next one.